Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I'm fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. Maybe you could let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are outside the republic. Today, I want to spend a bit of time to respond to each and every comment on this particular video. So I really want to read your comment. William Samoei Arap Ruto is currently in Bondo as we speak, and he was massively received in Bondo. James Orengo and Oburu Odinga led other elected leaders in receiving the president. And the presence of Oburu Odinga, in my view, is significant, and I will do a comprehensive analysis about Oburu Odinga's presence later today. But William Ruto's visit to Nyanza has actually rattled the mountain. I've been following the discussion in most of their social media pages from yesterday until today, and they are agreeing on one thing, that William Ruto is smart and that the mountain must change the way they approach politics. So in this video, I want us to look at why the mountain is actually rattled. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. Let us get back to the main issue. Yesterday, there were jokes in this country that if the mountain are not careful, then the lake will swallow William Ruto, and that William Ruto will start eating more motas along the lake instead of Githeri on top of the mountain. Let me just take you through a few posts here. Let me take you through the post by Wambugu Ngunjiri. Wambugu Ngunjiri is saying something which is very interesting here. Yesterday, ukweli usemwe. Today, Nyanza has taken many people to school about how lobbying for development projects is done and what unity of purpose looks like. Why would Wambugu Ngunjiri, a former member of parliament, claims that the visit by Ruto to Nyanza is actually a lesson on how the people of Nyanza handle themselves? And later on, he made another post that something else to note. Ruto deals with you the way you have come. So it means, according to Wambugu Ngunjiri, the way the elected leaders from Nyanza approached Ruto's visit is how Ruto also dealt with them, which basically means in the mountain, there's nothing much or more. Let me take you to another post by Pauline Njoroge. I think she also made another post yesterday and today. Pauline Njoroge is saying something here, that handshake ilikuwa kuharibu serikali yetu. Watu ambao hawakuchagua Uhuru ndio aliwapelekea maendeleo sisi hapa mlima, akatuacha hivyo. Hii serikali yetu na Ruto itaanzia hapa mlima kabla iende huko kwa Wajaruo. And she's saying 139 days later. I think she's referring to what Rigathi Gachagua once posted, that Kenya Kwanza government will first of all deal with developments in the mountain before going to any other place. And today, Pauline Njoroge also made some interesting posts. Rigathi is still preoccupied with the politics of profiling his imagined political enemies, including small peoples like chiefs, while Ruto, Musalia, and Raila are scheming on how to cut the bigger slice of the national cake for their people. Instead of building bridges with his brothers and sisters from the region, he is focused on undercutting and shaming them. Now, and Pauline has actually shared image of Ruto holding Oburu Odinga as they walk. Rigathi Gachagua is on the other side, actually laughing. But why do you think William Ruto's visit to Nyanza is rattling the mountain? For me, number one, is Nyanza's specific demands to Ruto. If you followed the mountain yesterday, there was an image which they were sharing, a photo image which they were sharing yesterday. Mount Kenya versus Luo. And in that photo, on one side there was Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua is saying, Rigathi says, Mount Kenya planning major Thanksgiving ceremony for President Ruto, for President Ruto's win. Procession to start at Githurai all the way to Sagana State Lodge. And on the other side, there's Nyanza, where they are saying what Nyanza leaders want from Ruto ahead of the visit. And they are quoting several things. They are like elevate Homabay County referring hospital, land extension for Tom Mboya University, revive Kikomi, install fish factories in Homabay, set up coffee factory in Kisii. So basically, from that, it means Nyanza people had specific demands for Ruto. Whenever Ruto goes to the mountain, what normally happens, it's normally about prayers. They would pray, use the pulpit to attack Raila. Sometimes you even wonder why, for example, when William Ruto is in the mountain and they are offering prayers, the name Raila Odinga will always come. Rigathi Gachagua will always call Raila Odinga yule jamaa wa kuzimia. So that's why Wambugu Ngunjiri is saying that Ruto treats you the way you come. And he has mastered the psychology of the mountain. So for Nyanza, they had specific demands, and Ruto committed to some of those demands. So which means Ruto will have to fulfill some of those demands. If he won't be able to fulfill them, then later on, someone will come and remind him that you went to Homabay, you promised to do this, you have not done. It's something which now he will have to carry. So because Nyanza had specific demands to Ruto, while the mountain, they really don't have any demand. What they want from Ruto is just homecoming. And Rigathi is actually referring to Ruto as our greatest leader. Number two, why the mountain is rattled is because Nyanza managed to separate politics from the visit. If you followed William Ruto's visit in Homabay, Kisumu, and now Siaya, politics was actually divorced from the entire process. That enabled the leaders now to discuss real issues. Because if it was about politics, then you would have seen, for example, Gladys Wanga talking about Raila, talking about ODM. You would have seen Ruto talking about UDA. You'd have seen people like Kidero being given a chance. You'd have seen people, for example, boycotting the event. So which means they viewed this particular trip as a presidential trip, official function. And then they decided that let us use this opportunity to advance what you want. Unlike in the mountain, where every time William Ruto goes there, it's all about politics. When Ndindi Nyoro picks a microphone, it's politics. When Alice Wahome picks microphone, it's politics. When Rigathi picks microphone, it's politics. Everywhere in the mountain, it's all about politics, despite the fact that politics ended. A new government was installed in, they are part of that government. It's all politics. Number three, why they are rattled is William Ruto's promises to the people of Nyanza. Ruto made a commitment to the people of Nyanza that he will not discriminate against them. How do you think that is sitting with the voters of the mountain? Because these are people who woke up, voted for Ruto to the last man. And they did this because they believed that government will be theirs. That Ruto was not going to make any promise. Ruto was not going to deliver any development to Nyanza. Nyanza never voted for Ruto. Ruto even alluded to it yesterday that he only received 1% from Nyanza. While Raila received 25% from Nyeri, he also received 28% from Uasin Gishu. But despite that, Ruto is still making specific promises, which in real sense he will have to commit. In the mountain, tell me which promise William Ruto has made to them since he became the president. Not a single major promise. Just the usual rhetorics all over. Number 4, why these guys are rattled is how Nyanza people respect Raila Amolo Odinga. You know, Raila Odinga is the leader of the Nyanza people, and they were making it very clear to William Ruto, such that when Ruto came to Nyanza, he came to Nyanza knowing so well that they have their leader who is Raila. When Rigathi came to Nyanza, he knew so well that their leader is Raila Amolo Odinga. That is the fact. Rigathi Gachagua failed for the first time to talk about yule jamaa wa kuzimia. If he gets a platform in Mountain, he would always simply talk of yule jamaa wa kuzimia, and the people there would be clapping. So which means the voters here really respect Raila Amolo Odinga. And that is something which the voters of the Mountain are actually amazed at. Because take, for example, Uhuru. Anybody would go take a platform and abuse Uhuru Kenyatta, and everybody will be clapping. Down here, those who attack Raila Odinga, like Mwalimu Owidi, found it very rough with the people when they were trying to walk, because they were now supporting order, but they thought now that was their function. So whenever they were walking, people like, we Owidi kwenda huko, something like that. And lastly, why they are rattled is about the alleged stalled projects in the Mountain. President Uhuru Kenyatta committed several projects. He commissioned them actually in the Mountain. For a long time now, we've seen people claiming that some of those projects are stalled since Kenya Kwanza government took over. Why? Because there were no money. But Ruto is coming to Nyanza, initiating new projects. Ruto is coming to Nyanza, commissioning projects which stalled, ordering straight, like for example, he issued executive order or presidential directive for the completion of that road in Homabay heading to Migori, which was one of the top demands which the leaders put before him. And of course, there is also the value of the votes. How do you think these voters feel that they give Ruto votes, they denied Raila and Uhuru votes? Ruto is now in Nyanza, enjoying his stay there, meeting with the leaders, and they are now questioning the value of their votes. I want to advise them to look for a clip of Mandago na wasiweke siasa kwa lungs. Thank you, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.